Okay, guys. Krishna Vamshi, admin team will share those details. Okay, drive link and all. Okay, right. Admin team will share it. Don't worry. Right, guys. I want to ask a few questions. I want to ask a few questions, guys. Okay, listen, listen. First of all, don't operate mobiles in first place. Okay. If you have any emergency, please go out and you can talk to them. You can chat with them. Okay. I'm not encourage using the mobiles in the classroom. Number one. Okay. Number two. Because I got something about you. Okay, that's what I'm asking. Offline people, even online also, don't use the mobile. Okay, because I don't know whether you are using or not. Okay, just I'm sharing those details. Okay, don't use the mobile here in first place. Next one, next one. Um, See, how many of you completed advanced Java? At least completed. Okay, you completed a. Okay, next one. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay, online. Okay, right. So coding part, coding part. Currently, what I'm following that approach, I am already preparing those examples, bringing it and explain and executing currently, right? So, is this process fine, or you want to develop the code in front of you? What you are expecting? To be honest, I am open. Anything is fine. Why I am following this approach, current approach, saving the time to concentrate on other topic. Even though I'm explaining in detail, okay. Some of the people might be having some psychological feeling. Sir, you are executing and getting the output, but I don't know what it is happening. If you have really that feeling, I will develop the code in front of you only. Okay? I don't bother about it. Clear? Okay. Now you tell me. Even one person also there, sir, you can develop the code in front of us. Okay, you can able to understand. But here, it will take some time. Suppose our class should close 10:30. Right? Currently, I'm taking 10 to 15 minutes extra also. 10:45, I'm okay, closing the class. Okay. But maybe 10 to 15 minutes extra added because manually developing, right? Sometimes maybe you are getting the some errors also. So we need to resolve it. Okay. If we have that much patience, okay, I will develop the code in front of you only. Okay. If you are, maybe you won't be share because, sir, you can develop the code in front of us. You can't share it because hey, everyone's accept it. Why I'm unnecessarily raising that question? Some people psychologically having that doubt. Okay, I understood some of the people. Okay, you can develop the code in front of us. Okay, but please support. Please be with patience. Extra time. I will do that job. Okay, because that point. bring the admin team. So that's what. I will develop the code in front of you from Monday onwards. Okay, right. But you need to support to wait at least 20 minutes, right? 15 to 20 minutes it will take extra. Clear? Okay. So from Monday onwards, we are going to develop the code in front of you. Okay, right. Yeah. What time, Mahesh Reddy? No, no, no. Every program we are going to develop here in front of you. Because I'm concentrating on what? Time. Okay, right. So don't worry. So from Monday onwards, we are going to develop the code in front of you only. Okay. But you have to wait extra or you have to spend some extra time. So no problem. Right. Yesterday we discussed about what here? Controller annotation. See, your time is over. Your time is over. Wait. Okay, right. Yesterday we discussed about what? Controller annotation. See, what do you mean by first of all stereo annotation? Stereotype annotation purpose is what? See, there is a multiple annotations are there. Each and every annotation purpose is what? Different. Getting my point? Every annotation purpose is what? Different. Okay. So the controller is also one of the stereotype annotation. Not only for the controller, there is a rest controller also. One of the stereotype annotation you should consider. There is a multiple annotations are there. So the stereotype annotations are what? Specialized components. Okay. To define what? The spring managing the beans. That bean can going to manage in different annotations. Okay, for example, you can take what is the purpose? There is a controller. So controller purpose, controller will take care of it. Service annotation is there. The service annotation, it will be taken care its own task. Right? And there is a repository. Repository task will be taken care by whom? Repository only. So the first of all, the origin of the stereotype annotations is what? At the rate component. Getting the at the rate component annotation is what? Parent. Controller to the controller to the repository to the service. Getting my point? Okay. So each and every annotation purpose you should understand in the entire room, especially in the Spring or Spring Boot or microservices. Mostly the interview are expecting what? Annotations only. Okay. Next one more point from you I received. That is, what is the purpose of the springs are, I don't know. Right? In the beginning classes might be I covered already. Maybe might be you are joining late or maybe you are coming late. Something may happen. Okay, whatever it is, I will tell. Don't worry. Okay. Next one, my suggestion is, if you have any doubt, I am giving the chance to you to raise the doubt. Maybe if you have some psychological feelings are in front of this much crowd, I don't want to ask that doubt. Okay, no problem. After completing our class, some of the students coming me and asking some questions, sir, what about this, what about this, something. They're asking me. I'm giving the clarification. Okay, na? The same thing, you also please practice like that. Okay? I'm not a God, I'm not a king cobra, something, right? So don't fear. Okay, na? So after the completing the class, online anyway chatting. Okay, that is good for health. Offline people here, I'm talking. Okay, right. 11 p.m. Hey, come on here. Okay, right. So I'm requesting you, if you have any doubt, small, medium, big, large, very large, our shirt sizes are there, right? Medium, large, double XL, triple XL. Don't think like that. Sir, I have this doubt. Okay, I need some clarification. Simple. Okay. So if you have some inferiority problem, please reach out to me. I will give the clarification. Okay. Right. Okay. Now, I hope yesterday we discussed about little bit about the controller annotation. Okay. Oh, in in KPHBR. Okay, online. Better to come offline here. Better to come offline if possible. If possible. This place is KPHP. Okay. All right. Okay, let me start our class. Okay, my study. Understood. Okay, right. Now we are going to focus on controller annotation. See, first, in generally, every topic, every concept, everything came from the in generalized concept. Right? It is not came from the heaven, that concept. It is not came from the sky. Every concept in the programming world that was introduced based on our general problems or generalized concept. Controller what here? Controller yourself. That means what? Something. Okay, na? Right. Similarly, here the controller, little bit difference is there compared to generalized knowledge with technical knowledge. There is some little bit, some difference is there. Trying to understand. Don't to buttify the concept. Okay. The concept should be on fingertips. That is what I'm trying to convey. Whether you are following or not, you cannot implement controller code. It is already there. 1,000+ lines of code. Okay. Right. It means it is a predefined here. Simple. What is that controller purpose? The controller always controlling the HTTP request and the HTTP response. Getting my point? The controller is what? It is the central point to controlling the request and the response. Getting my point? Clear? See, if the end user given the request, that request will trap that request by the controller, right? To performing or to evaluate. After that, it is sending to the server. Server take that request, process that request related response sends back to the controller. Again, that controller forward that response to the appropriate client. Getting my point? Okay, coming to here, this controller in the Spring, the controller purpose is what? Same. Controlling the request and the response, that is HTTP request and HTTP response. Okay, but one thing, that means the return type should be returning what? View page. That is view resolver in the Spring point of view. View page in the sense either HTML, either JSP, either PHP, either ASP. These are all considered like a UI technologies, or maybe UI component, or maybe web components. Getting my point? Clear? Okay. So the controller purpose is what? To controlling the request and response. Okay. Yesterday we saw the one example. So mostly we are using the annotations. Going forward also, we are going to use the annotations, not XML. Why? Because the XML is heavyweight component. The XML is heavyweight component. That's why we are going for what? Annotation based. Clear? Okay, right. So whenever you are using the XML, there is a lot of problems are there. You might be forget the closing the tag, the entire application will be impacted. Yes or no? The HTML closing tags, you open the tag, maybe H1, let's assume. Okay, header tag you open. If you forget the closing the tag H1, there is no problem. Right? But in the XML, there is a problem that will impact on the whole application. Getting my point? Take example here, web.xml file. Maybe if you developed a small scale application, or maybe on project, the execution starting from where web.xml file now. If you forget the closing that tag, XML based tag, that is web.xml file, it will impact on what? The whole application. Yes or no? That's why. There is a lot of problems with the XML. That's why we are going for what? Annotation based or Java based. Clear? Okay? Right. So yesterday I think we discussed about the controller annotation. See, in the controller annotation, trying to understand this concept, stereotype annotation, because I already developed that code. Okay, the Monday onwards, everything we are going to develop in front of you only. Okay, right. So we already discussed about this one. Okay, I don't want to focus on much about this controller. Coming to the coding level, did you get the clarity in the theoretically? Clear? Clear? Online? Clear? Online? Anubhavinchu Raja. Okay. Right. Okay. Coming to the see, the controller annotation, we should use at web application level, not in the standalone application level, because it is going to returning one view layer, that is either JSP, either HTML. Getting my point? That's why mostly we are going to return JSP page only. Okay, right. So coming to the our controller, first of all, read the line. Any doubt? See, these are we are going to import the controller annotation. Why it is? I want to make my class as a controller class. I want to make my class as a controller class. That's why I annotated my controller class as what? Controller annotation. Clear? Guys, are you okay? Next one. This is a method here. Normal method. Public string, some whole page something, whatever it is. Okay. So returning what? Some string type. Because the home page method return type is what? That's why we are going to returning what? String. Within the double quotes, right? String. But this home, it is a name of the JSP page. It is a name of the JSP page. Okay, what is the purpose of the request mappings are? Mapping means what? Mapping means what in general? Link or connectivity. Getting my point? Okay, what connectivity? Request connectivity. Getting my point? Some annotations might be you are not easily understand. Okay, that's why I'm using these words in general. In general. Okay, mapping means what? Connectivity or maybe giving the link. For what purpose? Request purpose. Then might be you got the clarity. Request mapping means what? It is going to giving the request, that request is going to mapping with what? What of the name you are passing here? Yes or no? Guys, don't sleep. Okay. Otherwise, in the next class, I am going to pinpoint you. Second bench, so say, that. Don't come that level. Okay, don't bring me that level. Okay, please. Okay, I hope you got the clarity. Where you are passing this one? In the request URL. Clear? Okay. Coming to the one more request mapping. This is a method. Some welcome page method. We are passing the model class as an argument. In the model class, what you have? Sorry, interface, sorry. Model interface, yeah. So what is the purpose of this? That interface, yeah, defines what? Holder for what? Model attribute. Okay. The primary design for what? Adding the attributes to the model allows for what? Accessing the overall model of what? That map. Okay. Some attributes perspective, you are using that model. Okay. So here also we are going to request mapping. Here what? There is a one more attribute might be for your understanding. Okay. That is whenever you are in the URL HTTP localhost something, right? So there only can use it. But initially the request starting from here. So in the home page, going for the home page, there is a hyperlink. Okay. So this name, our JSP page name, even that request URL or the request parameter name also same. Getting my point? For a general language, I am sharing this one, not in the technical point of view. Okay. So we are going to link. We are going to link from where? From this JSP page to that controller. Okay. Then welcome page. In the welcome page, there is some MSG attribute, like message attribute you are sending. Where you are setting that one? Where you are setting that one? See, model dot add attribute. Model purpose is what? Adding the attribute, right? Model is what? Predefined interface. So what is the purpose of that model interface? To adding the attributes. I already shown. Okay. Adding the attributes. Adding the supplied attributes under what? Supplied name. Okay. So it means if you want to add any attribute, then what? you can use modal dot, that reference dot add attribute of MSG. The same attribute I'm going to print in the JSP page. This message attribute is representing what? Welcome to Naresh IT string. It means whenever you are trying to print the message attribute, automatically the respective value you are getting. So this adding attribute looks like what? Map type, right? Map type or not? Somewhere you saw that. See, mapping type, right? That is key with value. So in the welcome.jsp page, what you are getting, key or value? Value. Super. What, yaar? That attribute is like what, yaar? Key. This welcome to Naresh IT something is what? Value. Key. Value. Key. Value. This one, attribute name. This is what? Attribute value. Okay. If I take this much slow, you are going to sleep. If I develop the code in front of you, again same problem. Huh? Come on. You have to be active here. Otherwise. Okay. This welcome page return type is what? String. Okay. That string, whatever. Okay. This is also JSP page. Now, this is what? Some configuration. Base package, enabling the WebMEC configuration. Wherever you are using that configuration annotation, the respective class is act as what? Configuration class. Getting my point? Okay. So, this, it is enabling what? MVC. Next what? The component scan purpose is what? To scanning the all the files whichever available under this in.Naresh IT package. Clear? Okay. Now, some class name implementing what? WebMEC configurer. Okay. So I written one method, configure view resolvers. This is user defined method. Okay. View resolver registry. It is going to mapping. It is going to mapping with what? With the UI component, that to that web component, that to our JSP page. Whichever available under what? WebINF/views folder. Okay. This is a predefined method here. Register.jsp. This JSP is what? Predefined method. Which are available in where? View resolver registry. Okay, this is the path to identify the .jsp files. Where our JSP files are? Under WebINF, under the WebINF views folder, under the views, there is a JSP files are there. Home.jsp and welcome.jsp. Clear? Next one. Here, there is a web initializer class is there. For what purpose? To remove the web.xml file. That is instead of the web.xml file, we are using web initializer class. Okay. So here override means what? It is already there somewhere. Getting my point? Where you are using the override annotation in the method level, that too, that method is already available. That method implementation you are not satisfied. That's why we are going to override that method into our class. Clear? Guys, clear? Like a toString method here, like a hash code method. Yes or no? like equals method. Those methods are available in which class? Object class. The object class implementation like toString or a hash code or equals or clone method or whatever it is. So if you are not satisfied, then we are going to implement what? Our own logic. That means overriding, method overriding. So here also the get servlet mapping method is there. Get servlet config classes method is there. Get root config classes method is there. We are not satisfied its implementation. That's why we are going to implement our own logic. What is the evidence? Create root application context. Okay. Create servlet application context. See, get root config classes, whether it is there or not. It is not user defined here. Predefined abstract class. Abstract annotation config dispatcher servlet initializer. Getting my point? So inside this class, these methods are there. Okay, that implementation we are not satisfied. That's why we are going to implement our own logic. That's it. That's why we provided what? Override. Override. Where you are going to use the override annotation? In the method level, not at class level. Clear? Okay. Because already the method is there with some logic. We are not satisfied with that logic. We are not satisfied with implementation. That's why we are going to implement our own style. Getting my point? Okay. Instead of the XML or to replacing the web.xml file, we are created one class that has like web initializer. Next, one configuration class is required. That's why we implemented one configuration class. One controller is required. We developed the one controller class. Okay. To returning the response, to getting the response, that's why we are implemented what? Some JSP files. Clear? Okay. Have you followed? Online? Online, are you following? Okay. Right. I hope you all already saw that response. Okay. Let me check. See, before executing this application, whether it is running that Tomcat server outside or not. I want to cross check. Yeah, Tomcat is not running. How we are going to check here? Services dot what? MSC. Okay. Then here the status is there. In the status it is showing. Okay. What are services are running? What services are not running? It is showing, right? This empty what? These services are not running. Okay. One of our Tomcat server services is what? Not running. Clear? Okay. Now we are happily execute our program in IDE. Right click on it. Run on server. So might be if you have the doubt, sir, what URL I have to pass, what I need to pass. Maybe if you have the doubt, I already pasted them that URL in the controller class. I already shared this code yesterday itself. Okay, na? Right. Even the every program, if you have some URLs, I will share it. Don't worry. Okay. Maybe if you are getting some problem while executing the application, okay, I will share all of them. Okay. Even yesterday I shared one image also, if you are observed. Okay. What is the file that the staging directory? So which file or which location? Okay. Up to this, I am okay. So don't expect more than that. Okay. There is nothing here to share. Okay. Right. If you are not to practice, concept never understand. Day to day, I'm sharing the notes. Day to day, what we are going to discuss, that everything I'm sharing. Okay, na? So if you are not to practice, without practice, if you are coming, waste. Waste of the your time, waste of the my time. Seriously, to be honest. Okay. See, here, this is what the URL http colon localhost 2020 some stereo type annotation controller. This is what my complete. Now what I have to pass here, can you tell me? Go for the controller. If you have any doubt, I don't know what it is. What I have to pass, I don't know. Then simply go for the controller. Search for water request mapping from the beginning. From the beginning. Okay, then you can pass what? Home. So in the home page, there is a hyperlink. Welcome page. Okay, it is right. It is redirecting to whom? Welcome.jsp page. Clear? If you click on welcome to welcome page, then it is going to where? Welcome.jsp page. So it is a attribute value of MSG attribute. Yes or no? So in the welcome.jsp page, I'm trying to print MSG attribute in the form of EL. That is expression language. That expression language, dollar, open brace and closing brace. In between, whatever the attribute you have, you can pass it. Clear? Okay, na guys? Online, have you followed? Right. So this is all about it. What? Controller annotation. The other annotations are there. Service annotation, repository annotation, right? The service annotation purpose is what? To develop the business logic. To develop the business logic. The service class always maintaining what? Business logic only. The controller class always giving what? Path. Getting? What is that path? Okay, you are getting the request, that request forward to some X. If you are getting the response from the Y, it is forwarding to the responding client. It is controller. Getting my point? Okay? Okay. Now, the service annotation purpose to develop the business logic. The repository annotation purpose to communicate Java with what? Database software. Clear? Okay. Let me show that output, that example also. Okay, is it clear? The controller annotation based application. Is it clear? Guys, is it clear? Sleeping people also you can confirm. Why you are getting the sleeping here? Huh? Don't go for the sleeping. Right. Let me share the other annotations related program. Web initializer as it is. Configuration class as it is. Some DB configuration class I created. One controller class. One model class. One repository class. One service class. Next what? Some JSPs. Okay. See. See. Guys, First of all, coming to the model class. See, model class or bean class. Model class or bean class, one and the same. Okay, na? What do you mean by bean class? Poso class means what? Private with setter set getter methods. That is either Poso class, either bean class, either model class, one and the same. Poso class, model class, bean class, one and the same. But entity class is different. Entity class is different. Going forward, might be it will come. Okay, don't worry. So I hope you got the clarity about the bean class. Okay. Now coming to the repository class. See, the repository class, I am going to auto void. That is what JDBC template. Listen. JDBC plus template. JDBC is nothing but a technology. Template is nothing but a design pattern. Don't operate mobile. Don't operate mobile. Okay? I know. Whoever operating the mobile, who is listening the class, who is going to sleeping inside in the class, I know. Next class, don't bring me that much level. Okay? Might be you are the lose. Okay? Right. JDBC template. JDBC plus template. JDBC is nothing but a technology. Template is nothing but a design pattern. So what is meant by JDBC? JDBC stands for, what is the purpose? To communicate from Java to database. Without JDBC or Java is going to communicate with any database? No. Yes or no? Right. That's why one mediator is required. That mediator should be no Java calls and database calls also. Getting my point? It is the mediator between the Java and the database. The translator is there. Okay. The translator should know both languages. Clear? Here also, the JDBC is understanding what? Both languages. In their both calls, like Java calls and database calls also. The template is what? Design pattern. The template is what? Design pattern as a singleton. What is the purpose of this template design pattern? You know, to remove the boilerplate code. That is unnecessary code. Unnecessary code. For example, in JDBC, if you want to communicate from Java to database software, whatever the operation you can do here, maybe code operation or maybe select operation, whatever it is. Okay, then you need to load the driver class. What are the standard steps? Loading the driver class, establishing the connection, creating the statement object, yes or no, preparing the query. Maybe it is a select operation. You can create the result set object. If it is a non-select operation, then print the result or something, whatever. Finally, you can close the connection object. Right? Here, I am not using loading the driver class, establishing the connection, creating the statement. No. Getting my point? Who will take care of it? The template design pattern will be taken care. That's why the technology, the design pattern merged or combined to implement as a one class. That is what? JDBC template. What is the purpose? To remove the boilerplate code. What is the boilerplate code? That is unnecessary code. Boilerplate code means, right? So what is that? Loading the driver class, establishing the connection, creating the statement, everything they can remove. So that's why. See, here there is a method I written. That method return type is what? The the respective Pozo class or model class or bean class. Okay. So there is a one query here. Okay, I'm going to getting the one record from the database. Okay. Sir, I don't know select star from student. Better to drop. Go for advanced Java, complete JDBC, and you can get the some knowledge on respective database. Then you can come to the spring class. Okay, na? Otherwise, J Telangana. Okay, coming to here, written JDBC template class dot query for object. This is, I am passing query as an argument. Here, row mapper is what? It is, there is a row, one record is there. See, after you are giving this completely, one record you are getting, right? That record is going to mapping with what? Result set object. That is the purpose of the row mapper. I repeat once again. Whenever you are run this query, you are getting the one record from the database. Getting? That record is going to map with what? Result set object. That task will be taken care by row mapper class. Clear? Getting? Okay. Have you completed multi-threading? Have you completed multi-threading? What is the responsibility of the start method? Gumpulo Govinda. Storing the object. Object notation. I'm not getting. Online. Can you tell me what is the responsibility of the start method? Calling run method. Number one. One more task also there. What is that? First, creating the object to the thread class. Number two, executing the run method. Have you call t dot run method anywhere? No. It means someone is going to take care of it. That is what? The start method. Start method, two activities will be performed. One is calling the child thread logic, which is available inside the run method with the zero argument run method. Yes or no? Run method, there is no argument. If you are provide that arguments, it is not act as a predefined run method. It is act as an ordinary Java method. You should call explicitly. If the zero argument run method, then the start method will going to take care of it to call the run method execution. Getting? And creating the thread class object also. Similarly, here the row mapper purpose is what? I am getting one record from the above step. Right? I am going to get the one record from the above step. That's why this SQL variable I am passing here. Getting? After that, it is going to create in the object, anonymous object. That's okay. But here, the responsibility of the row mapper is what? There is a one record, right? It is going to link what? Result set object. Okay? That responsibility will be taken care by whom? Row mapper class. Okay? Right. Here you can check it out. For mapping what? Row of. For mapping of what? Mapping means what? Linking or connection. Mapping of what? Rows of a result set on a per row base. Per PER. Per row base. Okay, na? I hope you are getting. Clear? Next, coming to the row map row method. So here there is, you are passing some result set. There is a some row getting. So here we are setting the some data, because you are getting the some result set, right? So result set dot get int result set dot, that is result set object. Okay, I'm talking about get a string of some name. Result set object what? Get a string of something, that is id, student name, student course. Here everything getting. So then what you are going to do? We are setting the data. Whatever you are getting the database, we are going to setting the data to the POSO class variables. Getting my point? Hello guys, set SID. Whatever the value you are getting here, it is going to setting to what? POSO class student ID. Here also you are getting something here, then it is going to setting with what? POSO class variable setter method. I'm using setter method. Clear? Next one. Here also course result set object dot what? Something get a string of course. We are getting the course. That course is going to setting with what? POSO class variable. Yes or no? Returning what? Yes. Yes representing what? POSO class object. Getting clear? Okay. Model class is over. Repository class also over. Clear? Any doubts guys? Online? Any doubt? Are you clear? Respond here. Don't sleep online. Okay. Right? POSO class is over. Repository class is over. Okay. Anyway, web initializer you might be aware of it. To replacing for what? Web.xml file. Clear? Okay. Now coming to the web configuration class. See, configuration class enable WebMVC component scan as previous class only. Getting my point? Clear? Next, coming to the database configuration, you can take special care. So this is also configuration class for database. See, whenever you are using the configuration annotation, you can also use bean also, right? But the bean annotation you should use at a method level. The container is going to create in the object based on what? Method 1:1 ratio. Getting my point? One bean method, one object. Bean method means what? That method is annotated with what? Bean. Okay, right. So here one object is going to created by whom? Container. Here also one object is going to created by whom? Container. Here JDBC template object. Okay, we are passing. See, one data source method. See, that is this user defined method only. I'm passing. It is coming here. It is returning something. Okay, I'm using the Oracle database. The Oracle database type 4 driver like this. You know, might be right. Okay. Any doubt in the database configuration? Clear? JDBC template class. Have you understand? What is the purpose? To remove the boilerplate code. That is loading the driver class, establishing the connection, creating the statement object. Remove. Okay, na? Right. Next one, coming to the controller. Controller just ante భరతనాట్యం చేస్తుంది. అర్థమైందా? అటు వస్తే ఈ చెయ్యి ఇటు వస్తుంది, అటు నుంచి వచ్చిందా మరలా ఈ చెయ్యి ఇలా వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. భరతనాట్యం. అర్థమైందా? కంట్రోలర్ పర్పస్ సేమ్. ఓకే, కమింగ్ టు హియర్ ద స్టూడెంట్ సర్వీస్ క్లాస్. వాట్ ఇస్ ద సర్వీస్ క్లాస్ యూ హ్యావ్? కెన్ యూ గో ఫర్ ద సర్వీస్ క్లాస్? ఆటో వైడ్ what? Repository class. What you have in the repository class? something. What is the auto wiring here? JDBC template. It means linking one after another, one after another. Okay, coming to service class. So there is a repository. I implemented one method. Here I'm passing one ID. Okay, student bean. Okay, repository dot get student ID. So I'm returning what? Based on the student ID. Based on the student ID. Here I'm getting the student ID here. Okay, based on the student ID. See, I am getting what? Some name is learning some course. For example, 101 Naresh. Here what? One ID coming now. Naresh is learning some spring. Okay, Naresh is learning some course. Like that we are getting. Okay, right. Coming to the controller. Controller, okay, you know service class, what it is. And request mapping. We need to pass what? Student. Okay. At the same time, it is expecting what? If we want to pass argument, if we want to pass argument, which annotation is required? Request param. We should pass what? One request attribute. Okay. Now, string result equal to what? Service dot, that is student service. Okay. Dot get student info. In the student info, you have the something, right? What is that? Name is learning something. Clear? Okay. Coming to the controller. Model dot set attribute what? Same MSG. Message attribute. It is returning what? Some result. We are getting what? Some result. Where it is getting? From the service class. Okay. Finally, returning what? Student. Okay. Right. Let me execute my application. Then might be you can understand in detail. Okay. Right. Run on server. Okay. In the right side, we required only one application. The left side, based on what your development. Okay. Right. Because this is only the execution part. Okay. That is deployment part. Finish. Go for the database. Connect. Username is what? Scott. Password is what? Tiger. Okay. Right. It is connected. So, what is the table name I created? Student table. There is a two students are there. If I given that student ID 101, the name is saying what? Aditya is learning spring. What is that output we are expecting? This is what? Suppose if I pass 102, Hemant is learning what? Java. Clear? Okay. This is what I'm expecting output. Okay. Now, here what I need to pass? If you have the doubt, sir, I don't know anything. What is I need to pass? Right? So immediately where you need to go? Controller. Immediately should go where? Controller. Okay. What is the requests are here? Student. After the student, what I need to pass? Right? Okay. Student. So while passing the student ID is what? What is that? ID na? ID equal to what? 101. Aditya is learning Spring. Getting my point? Where you are collecting this data? From the database. Yes or no? Okay. Again, 2. Hemant is learning Java. Clear? Are you okay? Right. Online. Have you followed? Wait, main method yaar. Come on. There is no main method, man. After listening entire Raman, you are asking who is Sita. Come on. Where is the main method, yaar? We are in the web application, not in the standalone application, yaar. Okay? Right. That's what. Listen carefully. Clear? Okay. Now, let me summarize some annotations. You have to tell here. The controller purpose is what? To controlling the request. For easy understanding, you know, Bharatanatyam. Right? Yes or no? Request getting a, okay, it's not mine. You only. It is passing to whom? Service class. Getting my point? Okay. Innocent service class will develop in the business logic. Okay. So far you completed what are the annotations? At the rate controller. Have you clear? Clear? Next one. At the rate service. For what? What purpose? Service annotation. To develop the business logic here. Clear? Next one. Third one. At the rate repository. What is the purpose? What is the purpose? To communicate from Java to database. The repository class will be taken care. Clear? If you have the doubt, why you are doubt face? Okay, let me show where it is repository. Yes or no? Select star from student. Where? Student ID is what? Something. Where you are implemented? Inside the which class? Repository class. Student repository. Clear? Okay. Next one. Service over. Controller is over. And the repository is also over. If you want to pass the argument, then what annotation is required inside the method? What is that? Request param. Shall we go for controller? Right. Here get student method is there. Inside the method I am passing what? One request attribute. Getting my point? That refers to what? At the rate request param. Clear? Request param annotation. Clear? Okay. I hope you got the clarity. What is the controller? What is the service? What is the repository? What is the request param? Anyway, this all of them is the child annotations to whom? Come on. Which annotation? Component scan or component? Component annotation. Clear? Are you okay? Okay. Right. Online, are you okay? Online, can you confirm? Are you okay? Right. Okay, guys, that's all about it. This stereo annotation, some other annotations also there. In the next class, we will discuss about it. Okay, at the rate rest controller, at the rate value annotation, those are all okay. Pending, we will discuss in the next class. That is that too on Monday. Okay, right. So for any doubt, if you have the doubt, please wait at least 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, we can discuss. We'll get. I will give that full clarity. Then you can go. Okay, right. First of all, let me check with online students. Do you have any doubt? Yes or no? Okay, it means you don't have any doubt. Okay, right, guys. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Right, we'll connect on Monday. Yaar. Are you from Srikakulam? No, yaar. No, no, no. Okay, right. Whoever having the doubt offline, please wait. We can discuss. Okay. Otherwise, you can leave. Thank you, one and all. We'll see you on Monday with your respective timings. Thank you. Bye.